Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you this weekend with another Decoden tumbler tutorial. Now I did this Decoden look a few weeks ago and you guys loved it, and a lot of you asked me to do another tutorial with this technique. So I'm going to show you a way different look than the first one I did, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll have all the products linked down below in the description box. So that's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as usual, we're starting with a fully prepped and sanded cup. I'm using a 24-ounce taper from Craft Haven. And we're gonna spray paint our base colors in like a rainbow pattern. So I'm starting with red. Next we'll move on to pink. I didn't have orange Decoden charms. I couldn't find a pack of orange ones anywhere. So I'm gonna use pink in place of the orange today. And do not stress about getting this base paint perfect, okay? Because we're gonna put a ton of stuff over this. We just wanna have some base colors down for the off chance that we will have a little bit of spaces here and there after we place our rhinestones and charms. You'll notice that I am not painting the bottom of my cup. We're going to finish that off later on, and I'll show you that in the video towards the end here. If you get any paint on the bottom of your tumbler, it's really quick and easy just to wipe off that excess with some acetone and a paper towel. Once I'm done with my paint, I'm gonna let this sit to dry for about a half hour or so before I'm ready to move on to the next step. Your dry times may vary based on the temperature and humidity in your workspace. Next, I'm gonna coat my cup with some glitter. So I've got 30 milliliters of Alumilite's Amazing Quick Coat. This is a fast setting epoxy. And I've got some Brite glitter from Peachy Olive Glitters. This is a really fine cut translucent white glitter that's going to give us the perfect amount of sparkle, but it's not going to be too heavy, so we can get a nice smooth coat on the first try. Okay, so I call this a quick glitter technique. You guys see me do this a lot on the channel. We're going to spread this on like we normally would, and I'm going to let this dry for a good 4 hours before we move on to the next step. This is a fast setting epoxy, but I still want to make sure this is good and cured before we start adding our charms and rhinestones. Now we're ready to apply our charms and rhinestones. I've already sanded down the top rim of my tumbler like I normally would. I also sanded down the bottom rim as well and sanded the sides just lightly, and then cleaned it all up with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel just to give our adhesive something happy to adhere to. I'm using Bob Smith Industries 30-minute epoxy adhesive for this first pass. I do not like that adhesive for this design because the pieces are so heavy and it takes about 20 minutes for them to start like fully adhering. So the heavier pieces were kind of scooting around after I placed them. You can't really do as big of a section as you would normally do with like lighter, regular, rhinestone designs. So not very practical. During this tumbler, I tried 3 different adhesives just to see what was best, and come to find out, I liked Liquid Fusion the best for this particular kind of design. I used Liquid Fusion for the rhinestones and the pearls, and then I used Bob Smith Industries 5-minute epoxy for the large Decoden pieces. The 5-minute adhesive epoxy is fantastic because it's a super strong bond and it dries really quick for these larger pieces. So I'll show you later in the video kind of how I work with that, okay? But I think as far as adhesive goes, it's kind of a personal preference. I do think the Bob Smith 30-minute epoxy adhesive was great for doing like larger sections. But again, like my larger Decoden pieces were just kind of sliding around, so it just didn't work out very well for me. I also had fun playing around with some of the different Decoden pieces that I got in these different packs. This Mickey head was super cute, and I thought it was a cute idea to fill it in with just some clear rhinestones. I did sort of a scatter method of all different sizes using liquid fusion for the adhesive on the inside of this Mickey head. In this next clip, I'll show you how I mix up that 30-minute epoxy adhesive. So I've got a little square of parchment paper, and we'll just squeeze a tiny bit, little bits at a time, like less than a dime size amount, same size drop for, you know, part A and part B. And then we'll mix it up with a metal stir stick. You can use a silicone stir stick, whatever your preference, okay? Toothpick, whatever works for you. Okay, and then once you get it all mixed together, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell like if you have it fully mixed together. I just kept mixing till I felt like it was. And then like keep scraping like the bottom of the paper too to make sure that you've like fully got everything integrated together. Okay, and then I just spread it onto the cup again with those little disposable makeup applicators. Next, I'll show you with the 5-minute adhesive. It's same process to mix it as the 30-minute adhesive, but I'll show you how I use it to apply the larger charm. So I just mix again a little bit at a time. Once I get it all mixed, I just put a small little dab wherever I want to place my charm and then firmly press the charm down, and it dries super quick. This way I can place so many more of the large charms really quickly. You could see that I got through all the different colorways, you know, with the large charms. I was able to place those all in like under an hour with this 5-minute stuff. So like awesome, love that. Also a little pointer for this lollipop here. For this stick, if you want it to stick down on your project, just grab your heat gun to like melt it a little bit, just get a little warm. And then that way when you go to hold it down to glue it, it won't keep coming up, okay? So it'll almost like melt to conform to your cup. Okay, so I also got to show you this cute little rhinestone flipper case that I got from the cutest little shop on Etsy. They come with a slide lid and a little plug there on the side so you can pour out your stones once you're done. I also got a thick gauge syringe, which was a total game changer for me. Oh my goodness, I could finally get some glue neatly into those tiny nooks and crannies in between my charms. This whole setup, this is ideal for me, okay? Like I was able to really motor once I got that all put together. I just filled that syringe with some liquid fusion glue. Okay, it's my favorite adhesive. You just pull the plunger out, fill it up with the glue, put the plunger back in, let the air bubbles come out. Okay, and then you're ready to rock. It was so much easier than mixing up my epoxy adhesive, trying to get it into all those little spots. And then like even with the liquid fusion, trying to place the glue with like a pointed stick thingy, you know, to get into those little tiny spots. It's just not practical. This is so much easier. Okay. So we got about 6 to 8 hours of hands-on time to complete this tumbler, which not bad considering that it is a larger project and there's a good amount of detail to this. I just absolutely love how it turned out. All right, so now we're gonna move on to finishing our bottom. We're gonna make a glitter butt for this cute Decoden tumbler. Look at how cute it looks. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with it. Okay, so we wanna clean up the bottom first. So I've got some acetone and a paper towel. We're gonna clean up any kind of excess paint, glue, epoxy that might be on there. You might have to kind of scrape off some excess epoxy with a craft knife. Just be careful not to scratch any of that stainless steel. These Craft Haven tumblers are fantastic because you don't need to wedge any kind of seal off of the bottom to get to this well here. The tumbler already looks like this, all right? Again, this is a 24-ounce taper. So I'm just cleaning this up, making sure we get any kind of excess glue off. I've got 10 milliliters of epoxy that I've already mixed. And we're gonna add in some of this Plumsy glitter from Maestra Creations. You don't want to add too much, just about enough to cover the top of our epoxy here. And we're going to mix it in really well. You want to make sure that you don't add enough to where you start to thicken the epoxy, okay? Very similar ratio to what we did earlier when we coated our cup with the quick glitter. Once we've got our glitter really well mixed in, we're just going to pour that into the well of the bottom of our tumbler, being very, very careful, okay? You want to make sure you're doing this on a safe and level surface. If you have to move this to a safe and level surface, do so very carefully, okay? After you pour in the glitter and epoxy mixture, you want to just kind of move it around, let gravity kind of spread it out to all the edges of that well there. Then I like to hit it with my torch just to pop any bubbles. And I let this whole thing sit overnight, okay? We also want to clean up our tumbler. I like to scrub it with a, scrub brush at the sink with some Dawn dish soap. You want to wait a couple days to do that though, for your glue to like fully cure and all that good stuff, okay? But that's it. So this looks very complicated, but is very simple, very fun project to do. Again, you guys, I'm going to have everything you see in this video listed and linked down below in the description box. But I hope you love this. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you like my video, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.